Hi lovely humans, welcome back to another Makeup Monday. This is our part of our D&D Inspired looks, and it's inspired especially today because we're doing the Druid, and let's be honest, Druids would not be wearing makeup. They have no interest in that superficial nonsense. They're in animal forms most of the time anyway, so they really don't care for all this. So this is definitely inspired, but we're going to go ahead and get ourselves started with a little Milani eyeshadow primer. And just going to put a little bit of that just to get ourselves nice and prepped. We want it to last as long as possible. I'm going to pop that on there. I used a little bit much. That's okay. And then I'm going to let that set for a second while I throw on some sunscreen. This is Matt's. This is the Supergoop Matte Sunscreen. This one is the one that's a little bit thicker and has a little bit of color. Because if you're a druid, you're out in the sun and the elements a lot. So we want to protect the skin. I'm using one of the 88 original palettes. And we're going to start with some neutral browns in the very last row, very last columns. I'm just going to combine those two colors just for a nice neutral brown. Tap off the excess, and we're just going to pop that right into the crease. Druidness. We don't need it to be super crazy. Then I'm going to take a pencil brush, and then with a much darker, in the very last row between the black and the red, there's a really nice rich brown. I'm going to get into that with my little pencil brush here and just going to put that right into the outer corner, making kind of a moon shape rather than a nice soft circle, instead of making a triangle shape. I'm going to take that same fluffier brush and just blend this out a little bit more, just so that it's a little bit softer, because we don't want it to be too intense. We just want to have a little bit deeper of an outer corner and crease, just for a little depth and dimension. All right, then with a flat brush, I'm using a nice small one just so I can keep this really precise. And I'm just going to go for a soft green. You can go for whatever green color you would like that you think would suit yourself. But I'm going for a combination of a couple greens to keep it soft, very grass. I'm not going to go in with a liner because that just seems a lot, especially since, again, I don't think a druid would actually be makeuped out. We're going to go into the face with some Laura Geller Spackle primer, the Skin Perfecting Diamond Primer. A druid would just think all of this was such a faff. An unnecessary waste of time. You could be, getting some berries or something, planting a tree with this time. Rule as possible, I'm going to use the Laura Geller Baked in Balance foundation in light. It's the swirls, and sometimes this comes off a little bit deep, and sometimes it's a little bit light. It just depends on how dark the swirls are, like if it's, because the last one I had made me super bronze, and this one's a lot lighter. And again, because they're out, druids are outside all the time, we're going to throw on some bronzer. Just lightly. Then for blush, I'm going to go in for a nice neutral peach. I'm gonna skip the highlighter. I'm gonna use some mascara. I have NARS Climax here. Filler. Going to use the e.l.f. brow filler in Taupe. And now I'm going to use the green green tea cucumber and aloe spray from Mario Badescu. Just to kind of take off a bit of that powdery edge. And then to help the lasting power, I'm going to go over that with All Nighter. I'm going to work in this look, so. Give that a second to dry. And then for the lips, gonna keep it neutral. This is Pisces, you know, keeping with the animal theme, fishes. And this is in a Maybelline, like this has the special Pisces packaging and it also says Pisces in small, but if you can't find it in this packaging, it's Enjoy the View. And there we have it. A nice, simple, mostly neutral, a little green because of the nature bits of Druid. And I will see you in the next video. I hope you're enjoying these. Bye, my lovely humans.